Mingala Bar Kamya, I'm Angus Watson with the top stories for DVB. Deputy US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has concluded a tour of Burma by meeting the press in Rangoon. Blinken held talks with President Thein Sein, Army Chief Min Aung Hlaing and opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi on Thursday, before discussing Burma's peace process with representatives of ethnic armed groups who are engaged in ceasefire negotiations with the government. Blinken's trip coincides with a developing regional migrant crisis off the coast of Burma and into the Andaman Sea. Thousands of those trapped at sea, as well as those who have already found temporary safe haven in Malaysia and Indonesia, are Rohingya from Burma's west.
Even as we address the immediate crisis, we also must confront its root causes in order to achieve a sustainable solution. I noted in my meetings yesterday with the government that the root of the problem for those leaving from Myanmar is the political and social situation on the ground in Rakhine State. In order to develop a sustainable and durable solution, the Union government must fulfill its previous commitments to improve the living conditions and secure the full protection, human rights, and fundamental freedoms of all communities in Rakhine State in accordance with international standards.
Meanwhile, the Burmese Navy has plucked over 200 smuggled migrants out of the Bay of Bengal, in what is the first boat interception by Myanmar officials since Southeast Asian governments were alerted to the presence of thousands of migrants stranded at sea. Publishing the news on Friday, Burma's Ministry of Information said that all of the migrants were from Bangladesh and are now being sheltered in a school in the Arakan town of Mungdaw. UNHCR welcomed the Burmese rescue operation, but warned that there are as many as 3,500 smuggled migrants still adrift at sea. An 8-month-old infant kidnapped in Mae Sot, Thailand on Wednesday has been returned to her young mother. CCTV footage caught images of the child known as Oi Shea as she was kidnapped by a woman who remains unidentified. On Thursday night, a Mae Sot village headman in Mae Sot brought the girl to the police station after the child was anonymously dropped at his home after the closed-circuit footage went viral online. A Chinese organisation is working to recover the buried remains of Second World War soldiers in Burma. 70 years ago, thousands of Chinese soldiers joined an allied effort in Burma to stem the tide of Japan's advance across Southeast Asia. Shenzhen Longyu Charity Foundation believes that the remains of over 2,000 members of the Chinese Expeditionary Force are still buried in Burma. The project has already recovered some remains, however fears that many Chinese war graves were destroyed as anti-Chinese sentiment gripped Burma in the 1960s prevails. The organisation hopes to DNA test each set of remains in the hope of returning the bodies to the surviving family members. You can find more on all of today's stories at dvb.no. Bye for now.